Good morning, everyone. My name is Yang He, and I come from Shanxi University. I'm the presenter of this report, and my report title is Query-Oriented Entity Spatial Temporal Summarization in Fuzzy Knowledge Graph. My presentation consists of 5 parts, including the research background, preliminaries, problem statement, and the proposed approach, and case study, and conclusions. As we all know, knowledge graph can describe entities and their relationships in the real world using the resource description framework. However, the information in the real world is often uncertain and ambiguous. Thus, it's essential to build a fuzzy knowledge graph for this situation. Fuzzy knowledge graph has been constructed for representing the imprecious and uncertain information on the web. Figure 1 depicts an illustrative example of the entity in a fuzzy knowledge graph. We can add the possible fuzzy values to the objects as shown in the black brackets, representing the confidence level of these objects. However, considering the entity with extensive information in fuzzy knowledge graph, users are often confused. Thus, it's essential to remove redundant information and provide a summary of the entity. There are some literature that focuses on the dynamic entity summarization. Formal concept analysis is a set of tools and techniques that can help quantitative data analysis. FC performs well in analyzing binary tuple data. Analysis begins with a formal context, which consists of a list of objects, a list of attributes those objects may have, and the tupulation of which attributes each object actually has. This is basics of formal concept analysis for the objects, attributes, and their relationships. We can obtain the concepts by Galois collection. The object set in the concept is called the extent, while the attribute set is called the intent. The extent and the intent together form the concept. The left picture is a formal context, and the right picture is the corresponding concept analysis. And we can see that the concept in the concept license has a partial ordering relation. This is the definition of fuzzy formal concept analysis. A fuzzy formal concept context is a triple including objects, attributes, and fuzzy relation. Fuzzy formal concept can be built by adding a confidence threshold. As the extension of formal concept analysis, critic formal concept analysis targets at clustering and modeling the features of the tridic data. Tridic concept is a triple including extent, intent, and mode, which refers to the relations between objects and attributes under conditions. This picture is the tridic context and its subcontext. Entity Spatial temporal summarization in fuzzy knowledge graphs aims to integrate two groups of evolving fuzzy knowledge graphs and discovering evolving characteristics at time and location of the entity change. We can formulate a problem as follows. In short, entity spatial temporal emotion summarization is to generate a photo set depicting that the entity has a properties set at certain times and locations. Figure 2 illustrates the framework of entity spatial temporal evolution summarization in finite knowledge graph. First, we convert the fuzzy knowledge graph into original knowledge graph. Then, IDF subject molecule for the equivalent entities using the entity recognition technique. Then, we obtain the time-centric concepts and location-centric concepts using tritic algorithm. Finally, integrating and summarizing the obtained concepts using the proposed fusion algorithm. Figure 3 shows the workflow of converting fuzzy formal concept analysis in fuzzy knowledge graph. We convert this fuzzy knowledge graph into original knowledge graph by a user-defined threshold value. This is the proposed fusion algorithm, which aims at integrating and summarizing the entity temporal summarization and spatial summarization. Next, I will give a simple case study to illustrate the usefulness of the proposed approach. Figure 4 shows a vision representation of the information of a person obtained from 6 yearly finite knowledge graphs. Figure 5 shows the vision representation of the information of a person obtained from 3 locational finite knowledge graphs. Figure 6 shows the entity temporal summarization and the spatial summarization. Figure 7 shows the results of entity spatial temporal summarization. Spatial query is a standard query language for retrieving RDF data graph. Thus, we can adopt a basic template query to further reduce the size of the results. When including the spatial query, as shown in left, the corresponding query results can be obtained as shown in the right. By a simple case study, I think that the spatial temporal summarization of entity in very knowledge graph has the following merits. First, summarization contains all the information from various versions of the finite knowledge graph, thus providing more comprehensive results in question answering system. Second, the summarization is compact, which can reduce computational costs in question answering system. Finally, I will give a summary of this paper. This paper have formulated the problem of entity spatial temporal evolution summarization. We have proposed a 4-stage approach, including very formal concept analysis, entity recognition technique, tritic formal concept analysis, and fusion algorithm. A case study is given to illustrate the effectiveness of the approach. We think the potential applications are question answering system and visualization of the entity spatial evolution. In the future, we plan to compare the proposed approach with other ternary clustering algorithms using real-world datasets to evaluate its performance, advantages, and effectiveness. That's all for my presentation. Thank you very much.